Beautiful. Thanks again to Pancaldi for that bit of music and video. All right. So Ron is in. The Sweet Duke, Dan Pancaldi's in. I should say Ron is Dradus. We'll be doing, again, Twilight 2000. I think this is actually episode 10. Am I right? I'm not sure. I should have checked. We had a little pause. So before we move back into the action, we'll first recognize, and Dan brought this up before we even started going on the show. The last time we filmed, there was not war in Ukraine. So, we were filming well ahead of that. We talked about how it's a little eerie because even some of the situations, pictures in the game book, they look reminiscent of the news. And I'll admit that I did not think in my lifetime there would be any more conflict in Europe. So, but we're playing a fictional game. It's in a whole alternate universe. It's as if we're in the year 2000 and the big war never happened. And so everything we do is fictional. At some point in time, I'll probably get a little caveat slide that'll come up too, because I saw someone else in a role-playing game that basically said, these are all just fictional stories. Good idea there. So caveats. You guys, were working for a fellow who wanted some recon work done on what he was hearing was a prison that was just south of the town called Cluj-Bark. And you guys agreed to take that on. You've got your vehicle, BTR 60, fully fueled. You've got a couple guys with you. And it's funny, we haven't been at it in a while, and I was looking for the notes, and I thought I had their names handy. Let me see. Oh, yeah, here we go. Jakob. So Jakob is the buddy that you drank a little bit of vodka with, and he joined you. And he also came along with, and I can't find his name. Do anybody remember his name off the top of your head?
Vlad?
No, it was he was a Ukrainian, and it was like Adrian or something. I can't remember, but either way, it was Jakob that as you rolled into town with your one light working that Dradus had gone in there and worked on, he was singing the Polish national anthem as you rolled in at night, and that kept you guys from being fired upon by the townsfolk or at least the group that you met on the border. You haven't been through all of Cluj-Bark, but you've met a little friendly group, and they welcomed you in. And I think when we last left, you guys have gotten a little bit of sack time after driving into town. You do know that the prison is about a hex and a half, which would be about 15 kilometers south of Cluj-Bark. And we're opening where you guys are with a friendly group of folks, thanks to Jakob. And you've gotten a good night's sleep, so no problems with that. And daylight has come, and what I want to see is kind of what is the general feel of Cluj-Bark. And I've been using in my solo campaign the Mythic Emulator because it can answer general questions like this. So I want to see, since you're in this town, it's not like you're in the whole town. This is a big town. So I want to get a feel for what this town has got going on. We're going to do a random couple of rolls here. 66. And we'll figure out what this is together. This is, the action is carry. So we don't know what that is. And the subject down here would be 75 military. All right, so what this does is give us a random result of carry military. That makes me feel like, what would be carrying the military be? I don't know. It sounds like maybe it used to be maybe a little bit of maybe a military supply area?
I'm not hopeful here.
Well, I think Klugebark, carrying the army, it was in total, it was like a military supply area in general. And we can do some little things. I guess it's, what do you guys want to do? You're with a safe group right now. You found out that there's a lot of different factions maybe in this town, but not overtly hostile. What are your ideas of what you want to do?
I think we need to gather as much information as possible.
But how do we get in, though, Dradus?
Well, you're kind of in the suburbs now. When you rode in with Jakob, I have in my notes that there was a lady named Babs, a grandma. Do you remember this grandma?
I think so.
So she was like a Polish grandma that upon you guys rolling at least into the suburbs, Jakob was on top of your vehicle singing the anthem. And it looks like Babs came out with a little bit of like some kind of soup, was very thrilled to be talking to the slightly inebriated Jakob. And you guys have basically, I don't know if you stayed with her little, I don't know if it's a little sub-hamlet that you're in, but you're on the outskirts of town. It's not like you drove all the way into the middle. She flagged you down. So what questions do you have? We can do general questions with a yes or no answer. I can do some random encounters, see what's going on. What do you guys want?
I don't know, Dradus, should we ask her if it's, before getting into the heavy questions, and yeah, it's funny, eh? I'm more afraid now because war actually really broke out in Russia. I want to be more careful. So I don't know. Do we ask her if it's a friendly town? Is there friendly soldiers that we can speak to type thing? You know?
Ask her when's the last time she saw any Russian troops.
Okay. All right. Very good. So you would do this through Jakob, who's helping you out. He speaks pretty good enough to get the Ruskies down on this mythic emulator for yes or no questions, because it's not just me making it up. Part of the enjoyment is seeing what they answer. The way you guys rolled in, you rolled in a very friendly way. So I don't think our chaos factor is above 5. That would be like if things were not going your way. Knowing from the map and the layout that we know, I would say it's fairly unlikely, but we're going to roll on the dice here. Or do either of you have the percentile dice where one's the 10s and one's the 5? If
no,
not,
I don't have dice here.
All right. I can roll for you on it. So we're just looking, we'll need, if we get a 35 or less, it'll be yes, there are some Russians in the area here. Ooh, yeah, you have an 11. So, yeah, she actually says, that's interesting, that there are some Russian troops that have been seen in the area. So, nothing's coordinated now, but the answer is yes to that. She has seen or heard talk of some general Russian troops that have been in the area. That's interesting. I thought it would be unlikely. It was not. So what else? You had a secondary question there?
Can she point the direction?
She hasn't. Well, let's see if she saw them herself or not. You know what? I think with that lower roll, I would say, yeah, she's seen them. I don't think we need to re-roll. You had an 11 where you only needed a 35 for a yes. So I would say that all the talk is that there was a contingent that was seen in town, and it's kind of been the talk, and it wasn't a hostile action, but people weren't real thrilled either. It was more like they were looking for supplies or things they could get. So there's a little bit of unease, but it's not like it was instant conflict. But there's a lot of murmuring, or could it be a problem? Could be a problem. So center of town kind of stuff is what you're hearing.
Are they still around?
Let's see. So, yeah, the question was, yeah, there's some Russian troops there. They should still be in the area. Um, you know, don't forget you got the prison further to the south as well. So, yeah, they're still around. Word has it, the town's a little uneasy, and they're in the kind of in the core part. There's some units down there. She hasn't laid eyes on them directly, but definitely knows the Ruskies are in town.
Ron, if we like the prisons in the south, so if we head north, we're gonna look like we don't know what's going on, and then maybe come back, pull a fish hook back in, going south to the back end of the prison.
You mean use a strategy of misdirection?
Yeah.
And you could go off road. So you're just talking about if you stay on the road, because if you remember right, there's a wooded area. You've got a full hex with a road that goes through to down to this prison area. The problem would be, and maybe this is what you want, if you want to drive toward the prison, you would have to kind of circle around the town. That would take you some time. You could do it off road. And then you could link back on the road, or you could park your vehicle somewhere and you could move on foot, obviously, as well. Your whole goal here is, again, some type of recon of this prison just to see what's going on there.
Is there a bar in the town?
There's, well, I don't know. Let's ask. It's a fairly big town. I don't think there's one right where you're at. And I would say we're at Chaos 5. I would say it's like 50-50. There's got to be somebody selling some booze. I don't know if it's a bar. 66. So the answer there is she doesn't know. She's not much of a drinker. So she doesn't know if you're looking for alcohol. She doesn't have any, and she doesn't know where you'd get it.
Because I was thinking, Dradus, that we should go around the locals, just, meld in a little bit, slowly get some info, quietly, non-threatening wise.
Yeah, the big thing here is that vehicle we have with us. That
Well, you want to go on foot?
yeah, it's the vehicles may make it stand out too much. I think, and it could draw fire if they think it's Russian.
Okay, man. If you want to go on foot, we'll go on foot, because look, yeah, we're probably going to draw fire and it's going to look aggressive. But if we're on foot, well, I guess we're less protected. So
we blend in better.
Yeah.
All right. I'll throw out, you could take Jakob with you, and the guy Adrian, or the guy, I can't remember his full name, he could basically stay with the vehicle. I mean, you are all basically working for his boss. So
we'll leave one guy with the vehicle. What do you say?
That sounds good.
Okay.
All right. So I think you're going to be that'll be an interesting one, because it's kind of a recon role. But I like the way you're doing it, because you're basically with another Polish fella. You're just walking kind of into town just to kind of get the feel of it. And one thing I will say that, I mean, if you even notice from real life, even in the midst of the real life invasion, you notice how in some of the shots, there's like a tank going down the street, but then there's some people just driving on the road too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know we're in a fictional world, and it's post World War III, and times are tough, but life goes on. So just walking in is definitely not a problem.
Yeah, no, and it's a Russian vehicle, so no.
All right. So
can we keep in contact with him via radio?
I don't think you guys had picked up any kind of walkie-talkies or anything. Correct me if I'm wrong. Ron or Dradus, do you have any walkie-talkies?
No walkie-talkie. We have binoculars, and I think we have night vision.
Right. All right. I guess the first question we'll ask, you're going to do a little foot recon, and you're doing it, out in the open, kind of casual, but yourselves. The first question I'll ask you guys is, what weapons are you bringing with? Because Let's see. We have the Sweet Duke does have a pistol and a knife. That's no problem. I mean, you could walk around with your sniper rifle. It might even be necessary.
No, I think I want to walk around we are soldiers, so you know it's not going to look out of place for us to walk around fully armed.
This is true. This is true. So you're bringing your gun and everything. I think Ron, I guess the question would be, you've got your M240B, which is a pretty heavy. I mean, it's a light machine gun, but it's a heavy gun, and you got your grenade launcher, and that's fine. Are you wearing all that with you as well?
I don't think the machine gun. I could leave it with the vehicle for a while. It's probably a crew weapon, 2-person.
Yeah,
a little bit. I mean, usually you do have an A gunner, an assistant gunner that can change out your barrel and clip on your new ammo and carry a bunch of ammo. So, but it is quite heavy.
Yeah, I'll leave that in the vehicle.
Got it. And I believe with your grenade launcher, you did have a couple like flechette rounds, which are basically like a super shotgun.
yeah.
Yes, that's good close range.
Okay, so I'm going to assume
I keep that, Dradus. I keep that puppy, man.
Will do.
All right, so I'm assuming you've got the M2 or the M79, and you've got a flechette round in it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then the sniper's walking around with his rifle, which is fine, not to be messed with. Jakob just has he's armed with a regular AK-47 standard. He's got good ammo for it, and it's U3. So when we're doing a recon, I think what we're doing is you guys are walking around. So Dradus just has a regular D10, and the Sweet Duke has a D12 and a D8. Since you're together, and it's kind of what you guys see together, we're just going to have the Sweet Duke roll on this one because his perception's just a little bit better than yours, Dradus.
Right.
Ron. So, and I will, let's see, what are we rolling for here? We're going to grab a D8. Let me get a hold of that. And the D12, which is quite nice. There's a 10. Where's that D8? There we go. So as you're walking around town, we will draw a random event here in a little bit just to see if anything random happens. But first, let's just see what kind of recon you guys are getting from this walkabout. Oh, phenomenal. You got a 12 and a 7. So we're talking, you only needed 1 for a successful recon. And I think what you're seeing is you were able to get into the town center. You're kind of blended in great with Jakob. You do see that there is I got to remember what it's called. The Russian transport. Is it a BMP? Is that little tread BMP, right? Where it's got the little tank on it. But it's not a tank. It's more like a Bradley fighting vehicle. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, BMP's got wheels.
Does it? What about the BMP with the treads? You know how they got that one that has treads on it that moves around?
I never saw one.
Is it a half track?
No, it would be full. But either way. I will look it up since I know we're not live, but we're rolling. You've got an armored personnel carrier. I'll figure out the exact deal as we go. I mean, you don't have any weapons that can take it out that are on you now anyway. And you can see there's in town, kind of town center, there is at least a squad of Russian troops that look like they're kind of camped out or hanging out by their vehicle, but it looks like they've purchased food and, they're kind of almost like milling about.
Okay. They're out of the vehicle?
Yeah, there's, you see, they're relaxed. It's not like an invading army. You see more like alert, but it looks like they've been well, they're spending some of their, whether it's ammo rounds or whatever they're trading for, they've brought some stuff in them, so, or with them, so they're not unwanted because it looks like they brought goods in. It looks like more of a kind of a rough trading area. You know what I'm saying? Where people are kind of in and about. You can find stuff if you're looking for stuff.
And have they spotted us?
Well, that's a good question. Let's see. I loved your recon ability. Your recon ability was very good. Again, it's not like they would shoot you on sight.
Right.
I think we're going to go. We're still in chaos factor 5. I'm going to go with unlikely. I don't think it's like. I think you're. I think you kind of got an eye on them. And again, it's not like you guys are standing out or you're running around yelling Italian or anything. You're being subtle, although not sneaky. So let's see here. We'll roll for percentile dice. See if unlikely they saw you. 50. They have not seen you. They would have needed a 35 or less. So they haven't seen you. But these Russian troops aren't looking overtly hostile anyway at this point in time. Let me do a single random event right where we're at. So again, you're almost like, imagine yourself, I almost picture it like a Turkish bazaar.
Mhm.
It's everything's kind of out in the open. You got some damaged buildings that are being used almost like as a storefront.
And there's people around. There's lots of people around.
Yeah, there's people around. It's not like this is a tense situation. It's an interesting situation. And you guys are usually laying low, but you've definitely got Russians around, and you can see a lot of Poles presumably around. And you are not incorrect, sir. Everybody's generally carrying some kind of either assault rifle or weapons, or so. It's kind of like the an armed society is a polite society right there. So everybody's packing, and nobody's, it's kind of like that Turkish bazaar feel. So let's do a draw. I'm curious just to see what kind of a random event may happen here. So what do we got here? So first of all, it has to be on a road. It could be in camp. It could be off-road and daylight, and it is daylight. So it says 10 of diamond, what you got? Ooh, interesting. It says the area where you're at, you see a band of some U.S. forces that are looking like stragglers that are kind of wandering into the area. And it says here that they see the PCs. They see you, and one of them hails you. And there's a few more things here. Let me see. Okay. All right. They look a little rough, but some U.S. stragglers, they spot you guys, and they hail you, and they come over. Let me see. It's PC times 2. So there are 4 U.S. stragglers, fully uniformed up. They've got their sidearms as well. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me see. Yeah. Had you been off-road, it would have been a little bit less of them, but you have 4 that have seen you, and they kind of are like, especially toward Dradus. They're like, hey.
Do the Russians and the U.S. folks see each other?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if they see each other soon.
We're going to have a firefight if they see each other.
Well,
maybe. I would say that's not guaranteed at this point in time.
Yeah, we're in a bazaar, man,
Yeah, it's kind of like,
Neutral zone?
It's anything could happen. So I'm not saying it can't. I don't even know. I mean, we'll see what happens here. I don't know. That's going to be part of this as we're using this mythic emulator as well. We know this. They see you. They're not overtly trying to hide or anything, but they do look a little bit bedraggled. And one of them hails Dradus there, recognizing your uniform, and walks over to you and just asks if you've got any MREs you could spare. And they look like I said, a little bit bedraggled.
How many MREs you got, Dradus?
I think it was 3. Is that right?
Let me take a look and see what you've got. Yeah, you're exactly right. I show you with 4 water and 3 MREs on you. And of course, that doesn't mean you brought all of them with you. That'd be kind of a pack to carry. They might have been in your ruck, which you probably left with the vehicle. I guess I should have asked you. I doubt you'd be walking around the center of town with your ruck on. Quite honest. It'd probably be more like a combat load. But I could definitely imagine that you've got an MRE or at least some of the pouches of an MRE in your pockets. I don't know what it was like for you there, Ron, but when I was in, you usually break your MRE down. You might have a main meal and like the
Crackers
maple cake and the crackers or something in another pocket. But you let me know what your character's doing. And, you've been asked if you have MRE you could spare.
I tell him I do, but it's back at the vehicle.
All right. And, he says, hey, he calls out, Joe, we got a US over here. He said he's got an MRE. And well, they all come over. And
now they know we have a vehicle. Dradus, what the hey?
Hey, who knows? Who knows?
They're going to be friends.
Yeah, they could be friends. We don't know how this will go, although they're bedraggled.
We left their commander out in the bloody the forest.
We did the best we could with what we had.
First of all, I love it. So the feeling I'm getting, we're going to check here as they come over. I forget what I was getting ready to even roll for. Oh, we're going to see the nature of it. So first of all, I like this. I'm seeing this tension between the Sweet Duke and Dradus. Kind of like, he's, I hear what I'm picturing is a little bit, maybe some Italian curse words that nobody else understands, but Dradus, Dradus.
I'm skeptical here, man.
We're playing good cop, bad cop with his.
Okay.
Like
Duke is the bad cop. I'm the good cop.
That's good. And I imagine, Sweet Duke, tell me what's your stance? What's your pose? Are you relaxed? Are you tense? Are you?
No, I'm relaxed. I have to be relaxed, but inside I'm watching. I'm looking around here, man.
Got it. Relaxed, but extremely alert.
You're damn right.
I like it. All right,
I'm not
I like it.
goosey like Dradus here. What the hey?
I like it. So Dradus. This is perfect, though. Dradus sees American troops and is like, hey, potential friendlies. You as an Italian, you're just like, who knows what's going on?
Hey, now they know we got a vehicle, for God's sake.
That's all right. That's true.
Maybe they might have something to trade with us.
That's true.
You're so optimistic.
I love it. I love it. There was a question, and I can't even remember. I think it was basically, let's go with, hold on. I know what it is. The guy that flagged you down, this is an NPC and I want to see what he's about. So in my solo stuff, I've been using the Une, which allows me on the fly to figure out what an NPC, what they are, what they're about. So let's see what we got going on here, because I don't know, you don't know. We'll figure it out on the fly. We got 45. So let me see here.
That doesn't sound good.
Well, prying, there's 100. There's 100 here. So they're prying. That already fits. This guy came up and he's kind of begging food off of you.
They're prying.
Prying, like he's wanting, maybe he wants to know a little bit more about that vehicle.
Yeah.
Tell us some more about this ride you have. A 99. Let's see. A tradesman. Okay. A prying tradesman.
Okay. That's better.
A tradesman. Well, that tells me if we're in the military, which he is, that tells me these are some kind of like, not hardened combat veterans.
Right.
These are more,
Yeah,
maybe even, what would be a great tradesman? What if we've got, like you said, mechanic, a mechanics group? I don't know. What do you think? Well, let me see. I'm going to go 50-50. Just see, hey, are these guys mechanics or some kind of mechanical? Oh, no. 92, 50-50. 92 is a hard No, they are not mechanics. They're far from mechanics. That tells me that's a useful trade. What is a very unuseful trade at this point in time, which is probably why they're bedraggled.
I don't know. Is a quartermaster a trade?
Well, it could be, I got one. Bruno, my co-host on the Whiskey Show, when he was in the reserves, he was a night vision tech. That's all he did. Yeah, he was in the reserves. They bring in night vision. It ain't working. It ain't working. He fixes it. He's going to update the batteries. These guys were some rear unit, and their specialty was like night vision gear, which all requires batteries. Guess what was kind of running out a long time ago? Batteries. Yeah, they ain't got nothing to fix. Unit NVGs or nods, repairmen. That's perfect. They're bedraggled. No wonder they're kind of men without a skill here. How they got
Chief?
separated.
Could these guys be undercover kind of bounty hunters looking for Dradus and me?
I'm gonna say that would be very, very unlikely.
Okay.
I even think it's no way, but let's go with this 5. It's possible. I mean, you've asked the question. Let's see. Ooh, holy moly. Okay, I got a 10. A 10 means, yeah, they could be. They could be. What a great question. That was a good question. Yeah, you had to ask that question.
I had to ask because I'm watching out for your butt there, Ron.
I would say maybe not all of them, but there is a group of 4. Had you had an extreme, had you had an extreme yes, which would have been a 3 or less, I would have said the whole dang group is some deep, Delta guys or something. But I'm going to say one of these dudes. Now, why they would be looking just for you, I don't know. But one of these guys, I'm just going to write, is not what he appears to be.
That's just great.
Yeah. Not what he appears to be.
That could be good or bad.
Could be. Like I said, it's not like you guys got some kind of wanted reputation or anything. Yeah, I love that. That was a great question.
We got a price on our head.
I know we got a price on our head.
Who put the price on your head? I don't remember the price. Who put
the Russians? Or no, somebody thought the Russians were after that shot down helicopter pilot.
Well, yeah, there was some kind of thing going on there with that maybe had to do with the Great Reset or whatever it was called. And then Captain Owens, I think, he basically, if you run into him, I think he would be pissed off.
The price was that people were going to mistake us for him.
Yes. See, there was no price for you. There was some reward out for, hey, that captain. And they thought maybe that was at that one village, Dradus. They thought maybe that was you.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because they knew the Russians were looking for an American.
So that reputation may not have spread this far. So
yes, but that's a good point. Though one of these 4 guys is not what he appears. And he's he's undercover, because that was your question. So he's undercover what? We don't know.
Okay, Dradus, how about if I don't speak any English? Io parlo solo Italiano, I don't know.
Yeah, hey, that's good. Pretend like you don't know English. Pretend like you don't know English.
All right, I love this. So right off the bat, the Duke is just doing this stuff like he doesn't even, like he's bumping you and stuff.
I'm hungry.
I'm getting these guys for names. And I'm pointing to
the one guy talking to you. We're going to get a little bit more information about him. So 51, the verb, collaborate. Okay, that's good. So we've got his verb is collaborate, his noun here. We can do this several times to figure out who or what he is. Collaborate legends. I don't know what that is. Let's do that one more time. That was interesting. So in order to flush out an NPC with this, we're going to roll and get some ideas. And then 43, deter. And we're going to figure this out here. Ooh, 17, deter beauty. We'll put all this together in a second. We'll see what that would be. And one more time, 21 Shepherd. Wow, these are some pretty good. Shepherd and 84. Did we get into that? I think we did. We got to re-roll that one. We've already rolled on that line. 43 is Love. Wow. Okay. All right. We got to figure out. So this prying NVG repairman crew or whatever, they're clearly hungry. They're disheveled. They've basically been, it looks like, kind of left behind, and they're definitely not combat troops, although you see they've got a few weapons. Collaborate Legends, Deter Beauty. I don't know what that would mean, and Shepherd Love. Goodness gracious. I don't know what in the heck this would. Collaborate. I would say collaborate's easy. They want to kind of, hey, we can join you. You know, they don't even know. They just know you guys look better off than they are.
What do they bring to the table?
Well, that's a good question. I
don't like it.
Yeah, so right off the bat, they're wanting to join you.
We don't have enough food.
I imagine the Sweet Duke kind of saying this all in Italiano. You know, he's just like, you know.
No, non mi piace, non mi piace.
Yeah, I love it. So, but they're like, you know, he's like, we'll join you. And so, Dradus, you basically asked, what do you bring to the table?
Yeah.
Right. What do you got? Well, what do you got? I mean, you can't just, you're not here on a charity base.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I don't know what do you got? Let's just
what do you got that would contribute to our mission?
Well, let's see. We're going to go for
we have a mission.
Well, they don't know. They just contribute. He said, what do you got to contribute? We're going to ask. So we got an action. What do they got to contribute? Debase. Wow, that doesn't sound good.
No.
Debasement means they'll basically they'll bow down and kiss your boots if you let it. They're almost like we're getting to begging. So I don't know what they got. 52 dispute. Oh yeah, that's clear to me. So we can fix night vision gear, and another guy is basically like pulling on your sleeve, please, man, please. It sounds like the Sweet Duke, when he doesn't want me to draw a card too quick or something. He's begging, please, man, you got to let us join you. And
I think at this point, I try to tell these guys, listen, the Duke is a very dangerous man. You don't want to get mixed up with us.
No!
He's done it. I'm
playing the stupid Italian.
Yeah, but he's already said it. He's already said, watch out for this guy. Maybe you're crazy or something. I don't know. You could be crazy. You look crazy. You're speaking in Italian.
Yeah, we're playing good cop, bad cop. And I'm warning these guys, you don't want to get mixed up with us. Because
yeah. Well, I love it because you're talking about deter, and here's deter. These guys, it says deter beauty, which means these guys are jacked up. They ain't got nothing. They're techs that work on NVGs.
Yeah.
They haven't seen an NVG to fix in probably months.
They're just going to be a liability to us.
Yeah, they look like they've lost weight. It says Shepherd Love. They're basically they're in need, and they're dang near beggars. I don't even know how much ammo they got on them. They don't look like they're in a level of being able to barely care for themselves. Debase and dispute. So one of them's kind of begging. The guy that came up asking for the MRE, he's like pulling on your sleeve like a 3-year-old would. Please, man, give me an MRE, at least an MRE. One of the other guys is kind of like hitting him, like, telling him, man up, quit, what are you doing? He's just, and I will tell you the one that we don't even know much about. He's just there. But these other two are definitely.
I don't like him. I don't like him.
Oh, you're eyeballing. Yeah, because he's not begging. He's not begging for nothing. But the other guy can't even believe that his partner is to the level of debasing himself. I mean, he's hitting his knees, please, man, give us
I
some
think it's a
MRE.
ruse. I think it's a ruse.
All right.
I
I'm curious. I got to know at this point in time, that's the guy on the knees begging. I want to know, has that caught the Russians' attention?
Ah, bloody hell.
I want to know. I got to use this fate deal. I think,
let's tell this guy that's begging that the Russians have MREs.
Yeah, maybe you point over there. Hey, why don't you go check with them? But I got to see here.
Check with them.
I think it's just 50-50. A guy on his knees begging another guy in a matching uniform, begging, please, man. 50-50. Has it caught the Russians' attention? I'm not saying they're going to gun you up. I just want to know, have they seen it? Have they seen it? No. Apparently, you guys, the
Ron, that's a good idea, man. Maybe we could pit them against each other, cause a distraction.
All right. You know what that sounds like to me? It sounds like you would be doing a persuasion roll,
right?
Or command. So, we've already established the Sweet Duke is playing he doesn't speak the language. He's got so empathy-wise, Dradus, you've got a D12, but no command, no persuasion. And
I don't have any command.
Yeah, you don't have any command. You have a D6 and a D6 there, Dan, but Dradus has a good D12. So are you going to try to use a persuasion roll and say, hey, you know what? We ain't got nothing. Why don't you go over there and hit up the Russians?
Yeah, the Russians have some persuasion. Right. 1D12.
Yep. Go ahead and roll 1D12.
Okay.
Let's see what you get on this.
Here it is. Got a 6.
A 6?
6.
Good. That's a success. A 6
I thought a 7 was okay. Good.
Yeah, no, 6, because if you roll a 1D6, a 6 is your only chance of success on a D6, but then you have successes all the way up.
I got a 1D12. 6 on a 1D12.
Yep, perfect. So that is a single success, and I'm picturing this as it was successful. Your persuasion roll. You've told them, you did tell me I had an MRE.
Yeah, but we got it off the Russians.
All right.
Yeah.
You did have a success. So I think your success, you have persuaded. I'm curious. This guy would have at least a D6, but he's begging. I've got to see, because usually persuasion roll, you're rolling against the other person to see, who's persuasion here. As long as he doesn't get a 6, I think you've worked here. This has worked. Oh, yeah, he got a 1. He got a 1, so that's bad. This guy,
I'll come into it.
Hey, we ain't got nothing. Why don't you go check the Russians? Get out of here. And his buddy kind of pulls him up, and they wander over towards the Russians. Now, I will say, as they're wandering over there, one of the 4, you notice a couple times he kind of looks back a little bit, and the Sweet Duke's kind of giving him the trigger finger. Is he kind of doing that? Is that what you're doing? Hey.
No, I'm saying I knew it. it.
Okay. He's just kind of looking at you. He's just kind of keeping you in view. I don't know. He's curious. I thought maybe the Sweet Duke was giving him some kind of
No. I mean, no understand.
Trigger finger.
Okay, my bad. You're just, you don't understand.
No, I'm hungry.
Got it. All right. Well, you've got a good recon of this downtown area. You even see where you could maybe buy some stuff if you need it. The area's obviously, it's, I kind of imagine it almost like any kind of barter town. I wouldn't say it's friendly, but I wouldn't say it's hostile, but it could be at any time friendly or hostile.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me what else you want to do here.
Well,
there's still plenty of stuff to look at, whatever.
Well, Duke, we can either head to the prison or we can just kind of hang around and see how this thing turns out with the Russians.
Yeah, I want to see how things turn out. Sorry, with
Yeah,
the
and-
Russians,
And we
man.
want to keep an eye on that guy who is not as he appears to be.
I don't like him. What's
right.
the Polish guy doing?
Jakob, yeah, I think he's just kind of, that's a good point. I think Jakob is hanging with you, just kind of there. So if I'm reading you right, you want to kind of see if you can find a vantage point where you can watch these Russians and maybe even see how they respond to these 4 bedraggled U.S. troops that are wandering over to them looking for anything.
Let's don't draw attention to ourselves.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know it. So now we made a play. If there's a distraction, then we gotta go to the prison.
Right.
Got it.
Right.
All right. Well, I think you're going to do a recon here, and we're going to come back to the Sweet Duke, who's got a 10 and an 8 that he can do on this recon, because you're looking for a place where you can observe this area without really being observed.
Right.
Are you wanting to do a recon roll? And kind of, I think if you get a successful recon roll, you find that. Is that what you're wanting there, Dan?
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
All right, let me see. I'll roll for you. So you've got a D10, and we got to do your recon. Actually, that's Air Force. Yeah, D12 and a D8. Oh, Lord have mercy! You got double ones. Now here's the deal. That just means you can't find a place to kind of get, I mean, I was imagining like a second story area where you're able to get in there. That's I mean, you're not shooting at anybody. You can't push that roll, but that is a fail for finding a spot where you can recon and watch this interaction go down. So you'll have to, that fails. You cannot find a spot. I pictured you guys kind of fading back out of view, but you can't find a spot to get an angle.
You want to break, Dradus? You want to go across the street? Should we break up or no?
I'd say we better stick pretty close to each other, within eyesight, close.
Tell me what you want.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to just
Watch what's going to happen.
watch what's going to happen.
All right. So you're in view. I think the answer to this would be basically you're not able to do the observation like covertly. That didn't work. So as these guys come over and they start hitting up the Russians, I think to respect the double ones, I think one of the group of the Russians just kind of point over to your direction. Like clearly those guys were just hitting up those guys over there, and now they're over here. So I'm not saying it's bad, but they've wandered over. So somebody was at least paying enough attention that they saw these bedraggled U.S. soldiers kind of, at least talking to you guys, and now they've wandered over to them. I'm curious. I want to see, let's go to a card flip. I just want a yes or no. Or, well, let's go with the graduated. How do these Russians treat these 4 U.S.? And so we're not looking at color here. We're just looking, a 2 would be like, there's nothing really going on. An ace would be like one of them, pops the beggar in the head.
Okay, lock and load, Ron. Lock and load.
Okay, let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens. We're rolling. We're shuffling here. I don't know what's going to happen.
There's a lot of civilians around here.
7 of diamond. Now that's right down the middle of the road there. So that tells me that they're gruff, and I see a little bit of that begging going on again. But the Russian guy that's getting his sleeve pulled on kind of ends up backhanding this. Yeah, he backhands him. Bam! Get off me. Pull on me kind of deal, but of course in Russian. But no other violence than that. And of course, as soon as he's backhanded, he kind of falls down. His buddies are picking him up. Now I'm imagining you guys are going to immediately rush in to save these guys.
No.
Not possible.
We're fading out.
Possible.
Got it. All right. Well, tell me what you're doing then. If you're not rushing in to get these Ruskies.
Let's go on to the prison.
You really?
All right.
Okay.
All right. So you're talking about you're going to walk back to your vehicle, or you're going to so what? You're headed back to your vehicle. Is that correct?
What do you think, Duke?
No.
Oh, you want to move on foot towards your?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that'll be interesting. So you don't have your packs. That's the only thing I'll throw out there to you. You kind of left your packs, which was smart. You're not walking around, downtown with your packs on. Just throwing that out there. So as far as kind of some of the stuff you've got, you only got what's in your web gear. Let me cover that up. All right. So that would mean you've got your weapons, but
see, we're trying not to draw attention to ourselves.
Yeah, man.
I'm with you. So what's been left back there would be like Dan's ghillie suit. Dan, most of your food, your water.
That's fine.
Okay, so you're just going to go with kind of your military loadout.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But all you've got, Dradus, is your M79, your thumper. You don't have your machine gun or anything. All right. So you're moving on foot.
Yep.
So with Jakob, you guys head out of town.
Is Jakob armed?
Yep. He's got an AK-47.
AK-47.
Okay.
He's probably got about 180 rounds roughly. And a knife.
Should we have, when they were all together as a bunched up, the Russians and the Americans, should we have blown them up or something?
There's civilians in there too, so
yeah. I wouldn't think so, but I mean, you could have started a shootout there or anything, but I mean, I think what you did makes sense. You're not on a Russian kill mission,
trying to get out of the country.
Yeah, but as you're at the point with the state of affairs that sadly, U.S. troops could be just as dangerous to you as Russian. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, probably your biggest asset so far is that you've picked up Jakob, the Polish friend, and you guys are on an actual intelligence gathering mission for whatever the capo or the head of the area from Kepno. Kepno is where you guys picked up this whole
and then it was the coulda, woulda, shoulda. We did what we did.
Right. So you're moving on foot, which is a slower way to go, obviously, rather than the vehicles. You're moving out of town. Before you get out of town, it's kind of big to move through the city. We got to see if there's any kind of random event, anything that's going to happen. Of course, it's still daylight. You're still on a road. This is road. This does cover daylight. It says sunshine. Let's see. So as you're walking through, making your way south of town, suddenly there were thick gray clouds, but they begin to break. And you can see, says soot from countless nuclear detonations dissipates, and the sun breaks through the smog. The sight of the sun heals one point of stress, and the weather turns fair. So I don't think either of you have picked up a stress box.
I thought there was one.
Ooh, you're right. The Duke had picked up.
Yeah, I got a stress. Yeah.
And that is you've healed that up. This beautiful sun breaks out.
It's feeling better.
Yeah, you, Jakob, and Dradus are walking through, and the Sweet Duke starts to feel like it's almost pre-2000.
So my stress is healed?
Yeah, you've healed up that one stress you had, and that's gone. I like it. We're going to go a little bit longer. We're coming up on an hour. And then it'll be up to you guys. We're going to break. We can either break until we set up next time, or looking at the time, I can't go too much longer with family, my wife coming home, but we could start up another one as long as that one only runs about 45 minutes. But we'll do another 5 to 10 minutes on this, and you obviously won't get to the prison, but you're getting out of town. The weather's turned nice. It's picked up. You get some nice sunshine. You're now on the southern outskirts of town. You have one more 10-kilometer hex where it's woods, but the road is through the woods. You can stay on the road, or you can choose to go off-road and be moving through the woods. You'll be
6
doing
mile, 6 mile walk.
Yep. 6 mile walk. Are you staying on the road, or are you going off-road here?
What do you say, Dradus?
Well,
because if we go off-road, our tactics will change, and we're going to be...
It may get dark before we get there if we go off-road.
It could. You may be able to camp. I will say when you're off-road, usually there's less danger in encounters. The roads definitely bring in more danger.
Okay, Dradus, call it, man.
We'll go by road half for 3 miles, and we'll go by forest for 3 miles.
Okay. All right. Got it. So as you're moving by road, we're going to do just another random encounter. We'll see what this is. Oh, that's a BTR. It's road. It's a Queen of Diamonds. So what is this? There's a Soviet military vehicle approaches.
Ah, bloody hell.
Let's see. There's going to be 3 times of them more than you. So there's 6 of them. Soviet soldiers. Oh, you've come upon a roadblock. So we'll check and see how your recon goes. Soviet soldiers, you see them at a roadblock. They're in a BTR 70, which is an APC wheeled vehicle, very similar to yours, although yours is the older model. Okay, that's giving me some info on what they have, which I won't share with you. Okay, yeah, we've got to see if you spot them first or if they spot you. We're going to do that. And
that's critical.
Let me see. That's an option. That's an option.
So this is a roadblock, eh? It's not a vehicle coming towards us.
Yep, they've got a roadblock, and there's 6 Russians that are out, and basically you guys are moving along the road. So the question is, again, we already know Sweet Duke's got a D12 and a D8. He's got the higher recon. You guys were obviously very alert as you're walking, and we're going to see if you get a success. It doesn't give me what their recon level is, but I think, when they're at a big vehicle, you're going to probably spot that vehicle. I'm saying a straight up roll. If you get successes, you've spotted that vehicle, you're on foot before they've spotted you. So we're going to roll for the Sweet Duke here. Oh yeah, you got an 8 and a 5. So you got 1 success. So you, I think the Duke kind of says, whoa, hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's seen, he's seen that the top of that BTR 70 there, and he makes that out and kind of moves you guys, come off to the woods. So you two together, you have not been spotted. What do you want to do?
Dradus, obviously we're going to get off road. We're going to be incognito, but can we go around them?
In the forest.
Yeah, I think you would have to give them a very wide berth, or the wider the berth you give them, the better the chance that you don't run into them. I mean, if you just try to sneak around by 100 yards, I think you might get spotted. So,
or do we play stupid and we're lost? We're going to Italy. We're trying to go to Italy. Are we on the right path to Italy, Chief?
Well, you're headed south. I mean, if you get south enough, you're gonna. All you'd have to do is break back west, and you would be headed toward Italy. But you are in Poland, and these are Russians in a BTR-70 running a checkpoint. So you guys figure out, what do you want to do here? I mean, you can do anything.
One possibility, I could walk up to them real fast and say, "You got Russian troops in trouble in town.
Oh,
Better go help them out."
there's some Americans.
Yeah,
All right. Well, let me know what.
but that would only work if one of them spoke English.
Well, that's a good point.
Yeah, but we got the Polish guy. He's got to know a bit of Russian.
Yeah, or one of the Russians understands Polish.
Yeah.
All right. So let me know, what is your.
Yeah, look, we're going whole hog here. We're in it.
I'll run up to him like this, and pretend
So
pretend like there's emergency. Russian troops are being attacked in the town. You better go in and help them out.
All right. So let me get a gathering here. You've got a U.S. soldier running up to Russian troops.
Yeah, and he was slapped
In a non-threatening manner.
Okay, so hands up. Have you gotten rid of all your weapons, or do you still have that grenade launcher on you?
I dropped it. I dropped it with Duke.
Okay,
God, man.
So you're. Oh no, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Now you're completely unarmed, and you're approaching 6 Russians in a BTR-70.
Okay.
I've got that.
Okay.
What is the?
I'm laying low. They don't know I'm there, and I've got my sniper rifle out. If anything happens, Dradus, I'm taking one of the closest guy out, and that's it. We're in a firefight.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Sweet Duke's got himself a good position. He can see. He's scoped. I would definitely give you've got, if something looks like it's going bad, you'll have the first shot. Mm-hmm. So if something goes bad, you're getting the first shot.
Okay.
So you will get it. I mean, you're basically Overwatch. I would say you're at a pretty good distance. And I'm going to tell you that AK-47 that Jakob has, I think he'd have as much chance of hitting Dradus as he would the Russians.
Right.
All right. So I'm picturing you telling him, like, hey,
no shots.
Yeah, hold your fire. If it goes south, I got this. All right, this is a pretty tense moment. So you're walking up on the Russians. First thing is, I kind of got to get a feel for who these guys are.
Yeah, get a good feel, Chief.
Yeah, I don't know. We're going to roll under the so we're on an event meeting. We got like an action and subject, and then we'll get into the commander of this unit next. But let me kind of see, why are these guys even there running some kind of roadblock? 32 is delay. Okay. So 32 is delay. 64. Delay a burden.
Our burden to find the guy.
Okay. All right. Well, but these Russians here delay a burden. Interesting. Delay a burden. What would they be doing? Sitting there, delay a burden. So the Russians have a burden. And the delay sounds like these guys are sitting there in a blocking delay. Or you know what's kind of key here to me? It makes me think they are basically slightly north of the prison. And their whole job here is delay or to be a burden, I think. And we can ask this emulator. I think maybe they're like a blocking unit. Maybe there's some Russians down at this prison, either talking or negotiating or whatever, and these guys are almost set up like a listening post to delay or be a burden to anybody coming in. So what I picture is, let me see if that's right. First of all, I think it's I think that's pretty likely that these guys is a delay a burden. They're part of a Russian unit that maybe they're doing business down at this prison. The prison's not supposed to be bad, but we don't know what it is. So I think they're just there as a blocking. 24, yes. And so as you approach, that tells me they're especially just a one guy, that tells me they wouldn't be crazy hostile.
Mhm.
I mean, if they were there for some kind of seek and destroy mission, I think they would have machine gunned you as soon as you
They're
showed up.
Probably just bored.
Yeah, they're running a blocking, they're delay of burden. So they're protecting that northern position north of the prison while their commander is, maybe it's a trading deal. You haven't been to the prison yet. You don't know. Maybe, you hear they're okay and there's stuff going on there, but maybe this is an early warning scout unit. Let's see what the commander of these 6 Russians. He's 70. 70 is he's uneducated. So he's got his orders, but he's uneducated. 33, a warden.
God damn.
Yeah, I don't know if that's bad, though. That kind of tells me a warden and you're north of the prison. That kind of tells me that maybe you've got
Maybe that's some info.
or a guy from the prison is kind of maybe even with them. I don't know. What do you, an uneducated warden. A warden would be kind of a boss. Maybe we just go with an uneducated boss. Maybe that's it.
Maybe we could bribe him for some info.
All right. Well, it's telling me he's not going to shoot at you guys the second you show up. Under the rest of them here, we have support. Not bad. Let's see what this is. 89 support. Stories. Wow. Okay. So he supports stories.
He's going to believe my story.
I think so. I think that's what that means. Let's see. Let's get a little more definition here. 60 is account. Accounts, and let's see here. 62. Ooh. Account lust. Account lust.
I don't know, Ron. I think you should go with him.
Well,
I think he's like, hey, I kind of like the Air Force.
Oh, no.
We're friendly to everybody around here. We don't mean anything bad. Every time I ran into an Air Force person, they always seem very nice.
We ain't hostile.
Nope, not at all. The Air Force, you guys had better barracks, I can tell you that. But 19, an associate. Okay. This will be the last check we're going to have. We're going to know who this guy is here. 47. I'll make sure we're not doubled down on anything. 47. Ooh, slavery. What the heck's that? All right, so we've got an uneducated boss here who an account. I think he's like a it says lustful and account.
Ron, tell him there's some women that the Americans
slavery.
have. The women that the Americans caught.
Yeah. I don't know if you'd know the women or of his natures. I think what we've got out of here is he's uneducated boss. He's not hostile. He's supportive of stories, but he's definitely, slur. He's not nice either. This is like, I picture him almost like if he was one of these, Russian underlords kind of, but he's not a big boss.
Like
he's not hostile.
Gangster kind of.
He wants to hear your story. You've come up. So tell me what you do, Dradus. I mean, you've got cover. You got the Sweet Dukes ready to drop the hammer on him, but he's definitely open to hearing your story.
I'm gesturing wildly towards the town. Some of his Russian friends are being attacked. He needs to go help them out.
I think the first thing is, so does he understand English? He's uneducated. I'm going to say it's very unlikely that he knows English, but let's see.
But there's 6 guys there.
Yeah, that's true. I want to see if he is first. So we got a 5. Does he? He does not. I like what you're saying. There's 6 guys. I think we can go 50-50. Is one of them there going to know some English?
We'll roll for each one.
Oh, you got a 40. So the boss, he's uneducated. He has no idea. Babushka. He's just saying stuff in Russian.
You just said grandma.
I know, babushka. I don't, he thinks you look like a grandma. I don't know what he's saying. I said
Jesus,
grandma.
Ron.
Yeah, he said, I think he said something about a grandma in the town or something. And then another Russian there goes, no, he didn't say grandma. He said he understood basically that there are some other Russian units in town and that they were having a problem. Now I'm curious. I've got to ask, do these guys even know those Russians? I think it's kind of unlikely. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, but the Russians, man, brother. You know what I'm saying?
They're on the same side. Yeah.
What's the matter with you, Chief?
Yeah, but do they know each other? I don't know. Did they?
Sake.
Okay. I'll give you a 50-50.
Oh, thanks, man.
Do they know each other? 50-50. No, they don't know. It's 73. They're like, yeah, Russians are everywhere. Is what the guy, the guy that speaks a little English comes over and says, okay, they're not with us.
But there's Americans.
Well, he's an American. He's pointing. Hey, Dradus is an American. So they say, okay, Russians up there. They're not with us. These guys are with some other thing. They don't care about Kluzbark Russians.
Well, in that case, I think I just walk away slowly.
And what? Put a bullet in his head?
No, just don't shoot. They're not gonna shoot me.
So you're telling them, and they're like, yeah, he talks to the boss. The boss, yeah, okay. It's some intel. He's got some intel there.
Mm-hmm.
So based on this, you're just gonna. I think as you turn to walk away.
Come on, Chief.
I think the boss is like, he says some Russian to the Russian guy. Who is this?
For God's sake.
Who's this? Where's he from?
Yeah, where's he from?
I think we have to.
I've got my bullseye on this guy's head, man.
What?
Our time's about up.
Your time is up. Yeah. I think that might be a perfect place to do the cliffhanger.
Bloody hell.
You're right. I think Dradus has it, or Ron has it. That's a perfect place for the cliffhanger. So where we're going to leave this is Dradus has attempted to get them to basically leave their checkpoint.
Mm-hmm.
They're not willing to leave their checkpoint. They're on a mission. All right. You don't know what that mission is, but they're holding this checkpoint. They have understood some Russians in town. This guy here, this American saying they're being attacked or something. They don't care. Those are Kluzbark Russians. Okay. You basically turn to leave. The Russian boss there, hey, where is he going? Who's he? Where is he from?
Where is he going?
Yeah, where's he going? What's going on here? Who's he think he is? No, we won't give it that much attitude. He's just
no. Bring him on. Take him out.
So he's got questions. These questions are starting to pepper you as you're kind of like, okay, and I picture the Sweet Duke he's just ready.
And bring him closer, Ron. Bring him closer.
I think they're close enough. You could drop that hammer.
Yeah, but I want that AK-47 to spray him too, man.
Okay, but it's one sniper against 6, so you got some possibilities. So we're going to stop right there. Right there is where we're stopping. Dradus is turning. He's going to prepare to leave. There's a question. We don't know what that question is. Basically, where are you going? Okay, I think we'll leave it with, quote, where are you going? So it's just a question. There's no overt hostility. Sniper's got the shot if he needs it. All right, if needed. And pause. All right, let me take us off. We'll chat off screen here real quick. By the way, thank you for viewing.